Welcome back to our introductory session on teaching with three-dimensional design in Tinkercad. My name is Jennifer Robb, and I'm going to introduce our first activity of the session, which will be going through the Tinkercad tutorials to learn the basic controls and features of the website. While Tinkercad is very beginner-friendly, if you've never worked in a 3D design environment before, some of the controls can be a bit tricky to master. Luckily, Tinkercad has a robust database of step-by-step tutorials that are a great way to learn these controls and start getting used to the environment. There are almost 80 tutorials that can help you learn how to do different things in the design space of Tinkercad, but we are going to focus on just the first 12 of these with the intention of learning the basics. So I've switched back into Tinkercad now, and to access these tutorials, you should see a menu bar at the top of your screen. You click on the text that says Resources, and then on Learning Center. There are three categories of tutorials in the Learning Center: 3D design, circuits, and code blocks. If you have extra time before your next STEAM Tool session, once our work here is done, I recommend coming back to the circuits and code blocks tutorials, but for right now we are going to focus on the tutorials underneath the heading Learn 3D Design. Go ahead and click on the blue button that says View All, and you will be taken to what is a very long list of really great tutorials. To give you a sense of how these work, I'm just going to click into the first one here. Tinkercad's tutorials are very detailed and contain step-by-step instructions and helpful diagrams to help you learn the basics of this tool. Along the left side of your screen is the Instructions taskbar. This is where you will find those diagrams, which you can click to open up a little bit bigger, as well as those step-by-step instructions to help you work through the tutorial. So for example, this first tutorial is just teaching us how to place an object on the workplane. So the instructions say, see the orange shape on the workplane? That is a hint. Hints help guide you as you get started. Find the box shape in the Shapes panel on the right side of the screen. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that. And then it says left click and drag the box shape onto the workplane. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and you see as I do, there's another orange outline which shows me where the shape I have is going to be placed. I'm going to try to get it as close to the outline that they've given me here, and now I have a box. Once you're done with that, step 5 says continue to the next step. So we can go ahead and hit this blue Next button, which is just at the bottom of your instructions, a little bit blocked by my camera here, but hopefully you can see my cursor down here. And we are greeted with confetti and a congratulatory message saying that we have finished this tutorial. If you want to practice a tutorial again, say it was a little bit tricky and you just want to practice the skill again, you can hit Reset, which will allow you to start over, or you can click on Done. Again, those buttons are at the bottom just underneath my camera. But if you click Done, you can go ahead and move on to the next tutorial. So for this activity, I would like for you to take some time to work through the first 12 of these tutorials, starting with Place It and going all the way down to Camera Controls, which is this thumbnail here that looks like a stage with a curtain. If you forget which tutorials that you should be doing, they are also listed in the slide deck that I've given you. You'll need these skills to complete the assignment that you'll be submitting after the next section, so don't feel like you need to rush through these. Take your time and get familiar with the environment. Also, you'll find that some of these tutorials take less time than others, and some you might really need to work at. So again, take your time, don't feel overwhelmed, and just work through these first 12 tutorials. Once you've finished all 12 of these tutorials, you can go ahead and move on to the next video where we're going to go a little bit further into designing with Tinkercad.